Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To get ourselves a treat.
Delicious.
Out the gate, your neighbors are bumping it.
Yep. Making an appearance.
Making an appearance out the gate. Inaugural. Well, not inaugural because they come every episode.
Yeah, pretty much at this point.
And just. Yeah. Right. Oh my god! It sounds like whatever the aliens from War of the Worlds are called, the tripods.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're coming.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
Dude, that used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
That
I
movie?
could not sleep.
Yeah.
Because I was staying at my grandparents' house and they're like, very isolated, and I could just hear the highway, and like when you hear the highway off in a distance, it sounds like really evil.
Yeah.
Like you ever notice that?
I don't know. I've heard trains in the distance that sound creepy.
Dude,
Yeah.
I had nightmares because of that.
Oh, it's good stuff. So how you been?
Oh, pretty good. You know how it
Pretty
is.
good?
How about you?
Pretty good. Yeah, man.
Got some sad news.
Got some sad news just to mention here. We lost two legends in the film industry today, or not today. Sorry, this week. I guess you could say. Firstly, John Singleton.
Which we talked about.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe we should stop talking about that stuff.
Yeah, for real.
I feel bad.
For real, dude. That's crazy. John Singleton, Boys in the Hood, Four Brothers, Too Fast,
Shaft.
Too Furious, Shaft. I mean, he's done some really great films. Films that have shaped your childhood, you said.
Yeah, Four Brothers in particular.
Four Brothers is great. I used to really like that film. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because it takes place in Detroit, and I'm like, nice. You know? But still, like, that's good.
It made me realize what drama was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very dramatic. It's not like, there's more drama to that than, like, I don't know, most, like, action films or anything like that.
Sure, yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
People probably want, like, a bang-em-up action film, but there's more to Four Brothers than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Singleton, man. May you rest in peace, dude. Freaking legend.
And then Peter Mayhew.
Peter Mayhew, too, man.
Oh, man.
Chewbacca, the original Chewbacca.
Right around the May the 4th be with you.
I know. Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. He's so dedicated to the role of Chewbacca, and he loved the role. You know those people who, like, grow to resent the roles?
Yeah.
Like, those people, like, be grateful for what you have, you know? And Peter Mayhew was grateful for what he had, man. He loved the role of Chewbacca. He actually had knee surgery to do Episode 7.
Really?
Because he couldn't stand. Yeah, he was wheelchair bound. And he did knee surgery just to be Chewbacca.
That is
7.
dedication.
That is dedication. By the time Episode 8 rolled around and the spin-offs and stuff, like, he couldn't do it. So this new guy, this really young new guy, is like, the torch was passed over to him now. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Like, yeah. That's sad too, man.
That is.
May the force be with you, Peter Mayhew.
Rest in peace, guys.
Rest in peace. Before we get into the news, though, I also have an interesting story to tell you.
What you got?
So, this happened. So, I just want to... So, we both saw Avengers Endgame. I saw it twice.
I did too.
And you did too, right? I just want to show you... just want to show you just a quick thing, okay? And without, like, spoiling it for people who still might have not seen it, just tell me yes or no if this is a spoiler. Hold on, let me bring this baby up. I took a photo, and keep in mind also, this is months before the film released.
Okay.
So keep that in mind.
I'm really
okay?
confused here, but maybe this will make sense.
So this headline was released months before Avengers Endgame came out. Sorry, my bad. Just gotta look for this. Just read that and tell me.
I don't know. See, if I heard that news, I wouldn't...
Really?
It wouldn't be a big deal to me, but, like... yeah, I can see people, like...
That's a spoiler, though.
That is definitely a spoiler.
Like, the only way... And this was months before Endgame came out.
Yeah.
The only way I knew this person was in the film was because of this headline. Because Marvel didn't promote.
Oh, yeah, that part's true, too. I didn't even think about it like
because
that.
Marvel didn't even promote the fact that this person was in the film before the film's release in any officially released marketing material.
That's true.
None of it.
Yeah.
So the only way I knew this person was in this film was because of this headline. And I very rationally told him this. This was, like, I wonder if there's a date on this. Yeah, this was October 23rd he did this. So this was a while ago. And then I said, and I contacted the editor on Twitter, and I'm like, come on, man. This has happened so many times. Not hating, but you gotta be careful, dude. And then he said something along the lines, I appreciate where you're coming from, but I don't consider it a spoiler. And I'm like, it should have said Avengers 4, first look at spoiler, has been leaked. Oh, and the thumbnail shouldn't be the spoiler, right? Mm-hmm. Which is very rational in my personal opinion. And then he's like, and then after the movie came out, that character not advertised at all, right? And then I went back to the conversation, and I'm like, hey, Josh, just wanted to point out that that character was not in any of the posters or trailers. So, yeah, it's officially a spoiler. That's a fact now. Not mad, just letting you know. And then he's like, oh, well, that character was revealed in a recent TV spot on Saturday. And I'm like, and he or she also, like, released a photo of it on their Instagram, like, months ago. And I'm like, dude.
But then you were also, at that time, you weren't even watching that stuff.
I wasn't even watching that stuff, but I also told him, I'm like, after the film's release is when they start revealing more spoiler-heavy stuff in trailers and TV spots. That's after the film's release, so that doesn't count. And then I said, even your buddy Roar Machine, who's another editor on the same website, used spoiler in the header for the very TV spot you're talking about. So,
yeah.
So, again, no swearing, nothing. I wasn't, like, berating him. He blocked me.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Grow up. Grow up. This guy is an adult. He has a wife and child. And he's blocking people. What are you, like 4 years old? What are you, like a middle school girl? Like, what? Like, you block, you lose. That's my, like, mentality. Like, as soon as you block the person, you lost that conversation. 100%.
Yeah, he probably just didn't want to deal with it.
Probably not, because he knows he's wrong. You know? I don't mean to, like, promote how right I am, but it's like, come on, dude, that's a total spoiler. How's that not a spoiler? Tell me.
No, I mean, since you brought it up, like, since you pointed it out that way, I can see it.
It even says leaked, dude.
Yeah.
It's like it's a leak. So it's obviously a spoiler.
Yeah, this is I feel bad for the audience. They have no clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. But, like...
Well, let's keep it that way, too.
Let's keep it that way. But it's so freaking stupid. And then I went on my other Twitter account, because I got two, and I'm like, I cannot believe this guy blocked me for calmly and rationally dismantling his spoiler-filled headlines. Mm-hmm. Grow up, dude. Real mature. And he blocked me on that account, too. He didn't even respond. I'm like, wow, dude. Stupid. Like, wow, dude. Like, what an idiot. Can't believe it.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy.
It is crazy. What else is crazy? Let's get into some news here.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego. I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
News might just be something I love.
Back to you, fuckers!
I don't even know where it's at in the box office.
Well, it beat Titanic.
It
beat Titanic.
How much is that right now?
Let's see.
2 point...
Topping 2 billion globally, it said.
Okay.
So, it has beat Titanic, becoming the second largest worldwide release of all time.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. So it's got to be 2.7 for Avatar. But analysts say they don't know if it's going to happen.
What?
Yeah, that's what people are saying. I don't know why. That's what the analysts are saying, but I don't know how true that is. I mean, analysts are insane. Yeah, $2.1 billion it has made right
dude,
now.
I'll start going back if that's what it takes. I want it to beat it.
I know, dude, for real. $2.7 billion. And it's at 2.1 right now in its second week.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's gonna be in there for like 3 months. So.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, it ain't
100%.
leaving anytime soon.
I don't think it ain't leaving anytime soon. And oh yeah. Excuse me. Man,
we are fucked up today.
we are fucked up today.
Dude,
We just woke up.
Let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know, do I sound stuffy to you?
Not really.
Because I am stuffy, and it's every time that I turn the fan on. It's not even hot in the room, but like if I turn the fan on in the room, I just become stuffy in the morning. I hate it.
Really?
And it's like nice outside. It's bullshit, dude.
It's crazy. I just want to like double check that it beat Titanic. Yeah, passes 2 billion and Titanic at the global box office, and that's from the Wrap. Because I saw it I just looked it up on Google, and the first thing that came up was BuzzFeed. Avengers Endgame tops Titanic, and I'm like, I'm not trusting BuzzFeed on anything.
Yeah.
Speaking of Avengers and BuzzFeed, though, you know what my friend did? My friend, who's definitely much more of like a normie.
What's up?
I'm like, have you seen Avengers Endgame yet? And she's like, no, but I really want to. She's like, but I spoiled it for myself. And I'm like, why? Or like, what? And she's like, I saw a BuzzFeed article that talked about who died and who lived. And I'm like, and you read it? And
What?
she's like, yeah, I clicked on it and read it. And I'm like, why would you do that? And she's like, I don't know, I was desperate. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Surrounded by normies, bro. And like, I can't.
Let him be, man. I have a friend that watches that. He literally just goes on Wikipedia and just reads what happens to movies instead of just watching them. But he doesn't like. I don't think he cares that much about movies to begin with. But,
Oh yeah.
But he just wants to know. He just wants to be in with the in.
Yeah, there are people who like, and I guess my friend is one of them. I'm just playing around. Like, I'm not calling her a normie or anything. Like, you do you, you know. But she's definitely not like a die-hard Marvel fan.
Yeah, because if you're desperate to know what happens, you would have just seen it like the first day it came out.
By this point, you know,
you would have been
all the true fans have seen it.
True.
You know, at this point, this is all people who are just like casual viewers.
Yeah.
At this point, so yeah. But anyway, freaking 2.1 billion has passed Titanic to become the second highest grossing film ever made. I'm hoping it beats Avatar. And it's, again, I have nothing against Avatar, but I feel like Avatar is such a weird movie to be the number one.
Yeah, but that doesn't even account for like the grossed one, you know, because like isn't Gone.
Oh, like Gone inflation. Like
Gone with the
accounting
Wind.
for inflation, Gone with the Wind is number one, and that will never be touched. That's $3 billion.
Yeah.
That just shows you though how many people went to the movies at that time. Because at that time, I think it was 1927?
I think it was 39.
Or 39?
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
You take a break. You've been
Okay.
looking up too much shit.
Alright, I've been looking up too much shit. Alright, so, yeah, it should be in the 30s. Or
39, baby.
39,
Your
all
boy's
right.
out here.
It just shows how many people went to the movies in that time. Because ticket prices were like 10 cents.
Yeah.
And I know that's adjusted for inflation, but adjusted for inflation, it made $3 billion worldwide.
Plus, like, America was definitely, like, the most viewing country. Like,
Yes.
Yeah, everywhere else was like, you know.
Oh yeah, everywhere else like there was like little pockets of change here and there, but yeah, that's a mostly domestic gross, I guarantee
Yeah,
it.
people saw that movie like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and it's almost 4 hours, that movie, but that movie was an epic, and that was in a time when we didn't have internet or television. Movies were like really the only escape. You know, those were in the times when people would dress up to go to the theater. They would dress up in tuxedos to go to the movie theater. You know, take me back to those days, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
That's awesome. Yeah, adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is number one. And as a matter of fact, see, now I gotta look this shit
Oh, now
up.
you gotta look that up, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So, adjusting for inflation, Gone with the Wind is number one, and I think freaking Avatar is only like, okay, oh, never mind. I thought it was gonna be like number 7. No, it's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So adjusted for inflation, Gone with the Wind is $3.7 billion.
That's fucking insane.
And then Avatar has $3.2 billion, Titanic $3 billion, Star Wars $3 billion, Sound of Music, E.T., The Ten Commandments, Doctor Zhivago, and then Avengers Endgame, Jaws, and then Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah. There's... Avengers will never beat Gone with the Wind. No chance.
No, I don't think anything will ever be Gone with the Wind, but that's adjusted for inflation, though. So, I know that's technically the more accurate thing, but technically it only made, quote unquote, $390 million back in its release.
Yes.
So adjusted for
still a ton.
Yeah, but $390 million back then is $3 billion now. So that's how that's calculated.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, I understood.
So yeah, I know. I'm explaining it for the viewers.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So we go by today's, by today's
really high ticket prices
value. So yeah, we go by today's prices. So officially, Avengers Endgame is number 2, baby. 2.1, 2.7. We're coming for you, Avatar. And then watch Avatar 2 come out next year, and then it just...
Not a chance. I won't see that movie. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, right?
Ah, damn it, I have to.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Review movies, damn it.
I'll see it. I'll have to see it. But you're right. There's no way. I don't think it's gonna... No. Especially because the whole 3D craze is over, and Avatar started that new 3D craze.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
I was not sure what you meant by this, because, I don't know.
You didn't know?
I didn't know he was making a Star Trek movie.
You didn't know Quentin Tarantino wrote a Star Trek film?
Okay, I guess I heard that, but I didn't think that he was going to make it.
Yeah, apparently he was in an interview talking when he was doing press about the extended version of the Hateful Eight or whatever, and...
which I'm watching right now. I
you?
watched 2 of them last night before I went to bed.
That sounds exhausting.
It was fine.
Was it?
Yes. I mean, it's Hateful Eight. I love Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I think it's alright. But, sorry. But yeah, anyway, there was talk that Quentin Tarantino had an idea for a Star Trek film, and that he wrote up some ideas for a Star Trek film. Apparently he wrote a script for it, and he's been talking to J.J. Abrams about it. But then that whole talk kind of died down, especially after Star Trek 4 was shelved, with Chris Pine and that whole team.
Yeah.
But now, 2 days ago, Quentin Tarantino came out and said that there is a script, and it's still a very big possibility that it's going to happen.
All right.
Yes, and I just want to see if
would that be his 10th film?
This is his quote. It's a very big. Oh, hold on, I gotta do his impression. It's a very big possibility. Okay, I haven't been dealing with those guys for a while because I've been making Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Explained Tarantino in an interview for Slash Film. But we've talked about a story and a script, and the script has been written. And when I emerge, my head like, what the hell is it? I can't even punk, PUNXSUTAWNEY Phil, Punk Stanway Phil. Who is this guy? Post Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, we'll pick up talking about it again, is what he said.
Okay.
Yeah. Dude, look at this word. What is that? When I emerge my head like Phil.
I've no fucking clue, dude.
Punxsutawney Phil? Punxsutawney Phil?
I have no fucking clue, dude.
What the... You can see why that stumped me.
Yeah, no, I got it, dude.
I was like, what the hell? What is that? This guy's obscure knowledge is on a whole nother level, dude. Holy crap.
So that'd be cool to
be
see
cool.
a Star Trek. I mean, like...
Yeah, I mean
they're not gonna make the rest of that the one that J.J. Abrams.
No, I think it would be like a reboot.
I'm saying, like, do you think that they'll even make it? Because it wasn't making a lot of money with Beyond.
I know, which is upsetting because Beyond was great. Well, they shelved the 4th one for that reason, I think. I don't know, but I think if Tarantino's name is behind it,
it's not gonna feel like Star Trek to me.
Apparently, it's gonna be rated R as well for him.
That's fine with me.
Rated R Star Trek. I think that would be cool. I mean, look, Tarantino's a geek at heart. He's never done a big budget film that's like a big blockbuster.
He's never done
film.
Source material.
No, he hasn't. So I think that would be a really cool venture. And it's not that he's one of those directors, and that's why I do like Quentin Tarantino though. He's not pretentious because he loves superhero movies, and he loves everything. He talks about Star Wars like so fondly, and Blade Runner, and Marvel movies even. Like, he's the only one who defends superhero films. Like, all the time. He defends them, and I love them. And I love that about him. And he almost did Luke Cage back a while ago, but he said they just had creative differences because he wanted to cast Lawrence Fishburne, and they wanted to do Wesley Snipes or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, I don't want to do Wesley
Oh, dude,
Snipes.
that would have been a blaxploitation.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, product. That would have been sick.
That would have been sick. But, you know, he loves this stuff, so I think it would be very cool to see his fingerprints on it. There's people saying he'll direct it. Yeah, right here. There's a possibility of a film directed and co-written by acclaimed filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. I have a feeling this is kind of one of those, David Fincher doing World War Z 2 type thing. Like, he'll probably put his name on it, but he'll probably just be like a producer and a writer. Like, I don't know if he'll direct it, you know, especially because he's only doing 10 films. I don't know if he would want Star Trek to be his last film. But who knows? Maybe he will.
Maybe he'll go past it, break his vow or whatever it is.
That's true. And
that's why I was confused, because when you were like he was gonna make it, that I heard that he was only gonna do 10 films, and I'm like, really? That's the one he's gonna go out with?
I mean, potentially, but I would that's a crazy combination that I am here for.
Yeah, I'm totally down for it, but like, you know, I kind of want more of his cinematic universe versus his cinematic universe. The world that the cinema that exists within that his cinematic world, or whatever, like Kill Bill, Kill Bill Volume 2, and damn, I don't know if Hateful Eight would be in there too. I don't know if that's part of like history in that cinematic. It's confusing to talk about.
His quote unquote Quentin Tarantino's cinematic universe isn't really like a cinematic universe. Like I honestly think it's more just like Easter eggs he puts in his films. Like, I know that, like, some people are like,
good.
They're connected, because, like, the gravestone in one, I can't remember which film, is, like, the same as the Christoph Waltz's wife's character's name or whatever, and I'm like...
in Death Proof, they have the ringtone from, like, Kill Bill.
Uh-huh.
So, like, yeah, it's just,
like... Yeah, it's, like, there's definitely some interconnectivity there, and I think because he is a huge comic book fan, he probably got that from that.
Probably.
But at this, like, it ain't like Marvel where there's a ton of interwoven storylines. You know, where that all lead up.
No, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm. So,
but still, like, I love it. I love it so much.
There you go. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know what? We're also going to see what happens. Matt Reeves' Batman film apparently won't even start casting until 2020, which is next year.
Yes.
The Batman.
Huh.
Yeah. You excited for another Batman film?
I'm excited for another Matt Reeves movie.
Yeah, I do like Matt Reeves. I
do like him. He did really good with the last the Apes trilogy.
Yeah, I still need to see that one. War of the Planet of the Apes.
Dude.
Damn.
Dude.
Still need to see it.
I'm here whenever you
I
need
know,
me.
that's one of those damn films, dude. It's one of those films. I just don't know why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, because like if you're like me, dude, I loved Dawn when I first saw it.
I love both Rise and Dawn. And I know Rise wasn't directed by Matt Reeves, and Dawn took it to another level, but I even, like, you know, I thought Rise was a really good reboot. Mm-hmm. You know? And,
yeah. War is, I think I like Dawn better. Yeah, I like Dawn better than I like War.
I hear War is very dramatic.
It is.
It's very dramatic.
It has some really cool, like, story twists, too. Like,
Damn, I need to see it, man, because it's so good. Planet of the Apes is one of those films where, for some reason, when it comes out in the theater, I don't have a lot of drive to see it. Then when I do see it, I'm like, damn, that was such a good movie.
You're like, why didn't I go see it?
Why didn't, you know? But I've seen Rise and Dawn in theaters, but I used to always kind of see them later, and like, I might as well go see them, and then I see them, and I'm like blown away. Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I've just been...
So I got a question for you, because
Yeah.
I really don't know too much about this Batman movie. Is it, like... completely disconnected from the DC universe?
We don't really know yet. I know that they're focusing on a younger Batman, probably within the same universe. It's probably just like a prequel to like BVS or whatever. But they're not casting Ben Affleck in the role. They're recasting. So they're pulling a full Edward Norton and recasting a full Terrence Howard, if you will.
If it wasn't in the DC universe, I'd be kind of like not that interested in it. Well, not that I'm interested in it regardless, because I don't care for the DC world.
I like Batman. I love Batman.
I mean,
actually.
I do too, but like,
it's getting to the point now where it's like we
just had a Dark Knight trilogy literally 10 years ago.
Yeah, we had a Dark Knight trilogy. Well, it ended in 2012. So like, what is that? 5 years ago. 7 years ago.
Bro, it's 2019, dude.
Fuck it, I don't know, whatever. So it's like 7 years ago. You know, we've had
yeah, I mean, like we've had enough of our Batman.
Yeah, and then Batman v Superman came out 2015.
It was 2016?
I think it was like 2016.
Yeah.
And it was
Poorly received,
and then Justice League happened, and then I feel like people are a little
tired of Batman.
I think it's time to see some of their DC's more obscure characters like Shazam and Aquaman get some movies, and then they did, and then look what happens.
They did pretty well.
They're huge hits. So there you go. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for a new Batman film, but if it's Matt Reeves at the helm, I feel like he can pull out some cool stuff.
Yeah. He'd bring like a unique take to it.
Yes. And there's also some other news, but we'll get into that when we talk about trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Which is right now. Let's start with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh boy.
So
fuck. I was not looking forward to this.
2019.
I was not looking forward to it when I heard that it was actually going to be a movie.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the second installment in the Super Smash Bros. Cinematic Universe.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
But Detective Pikachu, though, honestly, in my personal opinion, it just looks better.
It does look better.
It has much more style. There's more. I mean, even the lighting in Detective Pikachu, like everything is so noir, and it just looks like they put a lot more effort into it.
For sure. No, I 100% agree. This movie, I don't even know why they're making this movie, and how the fuck did they get Jim Carrey to play Dr. Robotnik?
I don't know, man. But here, all right, let's talk about like the trailer. First of all, you know what I'm getting really tired of?
What?
This is 2019, T-Kettle. We live in 2019. Why are we still doing these fish out of water storylines? And I know this technically isn't like a fish out of water storyline, but it's that same principle of, let's take this character who already lives in an established, creative, quirky world and bring him over to the real world. Why do we do that still?
Because maybe people like it. Just because we don't doesn't mean that other people...
But like Masters of the Universe, the Smurfs, like even the Smurfs learned to stop doing that because the last Smurfs movie was all animated and it took place in their world.
Universe, yeah.
It's like, why not just do that with Sonic? Why not, just do something that takes place in their world? Detective Pikachu is doing that, right? That takes place in the world of Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't really know why they have to fuse it with live action.
Or even if it's not even that for me. It's like, if you do live action, make it in their world. Don't bring things over to the real world. The whole and then a portal opens up and then the character comes to the real world. Like, that's a huge cliche that I do not like.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's time to let that die.
I mean, it's definitely not that for me when it comes to why I don't like this movie. I think it just looks stupid. Like,
we haven't
he
seen
looks
it.
Invincible too. Like,
yeah,
okay, he gets shot by a tranquilizer and he just stands there, and then 3,000 missiles come towards him, and he's just like, "Yo, let me just."
Yeah, exactly.
Literally stops time.
It breaks his own logic.
And then he goes and destroys that one car that's after him, and then some other robot vehicle just starts coming out of it, and he's like, "Uh-oh, why don't you just do the same thing you just did a second ago and just bomb this bitch?"
The trailer breaks its own logic.
It's so dumb, dude.
Okay, Mr. Critic, but here, let me counter something to you.
Okay.
So the director has tweeted after the backlash that the film has received, and he came out and said that he hears everyone's criticism, and he's taking it upon himself and his team, and they're going to redesign the character.
Oh, because people don't like the way he looks.
Because he looks awful. I'll admit
he does look awful.
And and I'm not a Sonic fan. I'll admit I don't give two shits about Sonic, just in general.
Oh, dude, you're fucking up.
I don't care about Sonic.
I love Sonic.
Name the last good Sonic game. Sonic 06?
Probably. It's been a minute. I haven't kept track of him since Battle 2.
Exactly. It was great. Sonic is fine, but it's not it's not a property I really care about. Other people lose their shit over Sonic for some reason.
Yeah, because I had them since I was 4 years old on the Sega. I've been playing them for a long fucking time.
Yeah, but it's no, I get it. It's it's a property you love, but here's the thing though as well. So the director came out and he's like, we're changing the character design. And I looked at his Twitter, right? And he seems like he actually cares about Sonic. Like, he's not just some corporate bigwig. Like, first of all, this is his first movie he's ever done. This is directorial debut.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually really loves this character, like Sonic. And, like, that's all he tweeted about before the trailer was even released. He's like, Sonic, whatever. And, like, and now, like, I have to put myself in a filmmaker, because you're Mr. Critic, I'm Mr. Filmmaker. Like, I put myself in that filmmaker's shoes. How would I feel if I poured my heart and soul into a movie, released the trailer, super excited, right? And then everyone just started shitting on it and shitting on me. Of course you laugh, fucking critics. This is why I hate movie critics.
No, it's just the way you said it was funny to me. No, I don't, like, it's whatever, man.
Yeah.
I really didn't want a Sonic movie to begin with.
Neither did I, but it's here.
It's here. And, yeah, he does look really bad. He really does look really bad to me.
He does.
When I see him in the back of my mind, though, and maybe this is just because the way I'm seeing him, I keep thinking he has, like, graying areas. Like, he has, like, spots that are, like, kind of grayish.
Well, he has, like skin-toned areas, because that's what the character has.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, the character of Sonic has, like, a belly that's, like, for skin for some reason. You know? Or, like, not even skin, it's just, like, a beige circle on his, like... I don't know. The Sonic's a weird design, okay? It's a very weird design. It's a blue hedgehog that looks like a Super Saiyan.
He looks very unproportional in this movie.
Yeah, no, that's true. So hopefully this character redesign can at least help the movie somewhat. What was I going to say? Shit. Oh, you know what this movie really reminds me of, though? And I'll admit it? Hop. Remember that movie, Hop?
Yeah.
That's like James Marsden.
And he's in it too.
And he's in it too.
I actually thought about that too.
Like, this is Hop. Like, it's weird. Even some of the shots look similar, like, to Hop. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, was it the same director? And it wasn't. You know? That's just a strange observation.
He really likes Hop, I guess.
I guess he really likes, like, working against CG animated characters. Maybe he's one of those actors who just likes to work alone. Mm-hmm. So he likes to talk into the passenger seat when no one's actually there.
Yeah.
So, do I think the film looked good? In all honesty, the critic in me says no, because I gave it 1 star on Stardust, the trailer, and I'm like, no, I mean, I'm sorry, but whatever. But at the same time, you don't want him to fail. I don't want this guy to fail. Like, people are, like, going after this guy, like, bros, fucking chill, it's Sonic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but people love Sonic. But you know how you would just ask me about that and stuff like that? Or... You didn't really ask me, but you're like, why do people care? Yeah. That was my first video game I ever played.
Really?
So it is a big deal.
So it's like comic books for you.
Sure.
That for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge gamer too, so like...
Okay, yeah. No, I get it. It's a property people love. I don't shame people for loving what they love. You know? Unless what they love is stupid. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, I don't know. It means a great deal to a lot of people too, so it's really hard.
Have you ever seen Sonic Kid?
No.
You've never seen Sonic Kid?
Oh, yeah, I think I have, yeah.
The guy was like, idiots! You know, like that little kid.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, a lot of people love that. If you're going to make that your first movie, it's an uphill battle.
It is, that's for sure. I'm rooting for you, Jeff Fowler. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I'll send my support, too.
But just by the trailer. Because looking at the trailer, I would think, oh, this guy is, like, just a for-hire director. You know, it's like he was just hired to do this. But he actually really loves the property from, like, what I've seen.
I'm probably going to have to see it, though, because Jacob wants to see it. He's like, it looks like the best type of train wreck. That's what he describes it as.
It could be a so bad it's good. It could be. But, yeah, Jim Carrey as Robotnik.
My friend tweeted, because this is something that happens in one of the games, he's like, if he doesn't, like, talk out his ass... Like, oh, no, that's from the old Jim Carrey movies. If he doesn't talk out of his ass, it's a bad movie.
Yeah, any Jim Carrey movie is a bad movie if he doesn't talk out of his ass.
Yeah.
Mr. Popper's Penguins. Oh, my God. No, but, you know, and at the very end of the trailer, you do see a more, video game accurate depiction of Eggman, Robotnik, whatever his name is, whatever you want to call him. And you see, like, mushrooms all around him, too, and stuff. So I'm wondering if, like, they do the thing again where they go to the real world, but then they go to the Sonic world.
Oh, and it changes like the style or
and
whatever.
it changes like the style or whatever. Again, I would rather just had a film take place in that world of Sonic, because like what Detective Pikachu is doing, it takes place in that world.
Yeah.
Do that.
I'd love to see a side scroller shot. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. So first great video game movie, Sonic the Hedgehog. No, I'm just...
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. But I hear Detective Pikachu's getting actually some pretty good reviews.
Oh,
you know, pretty decent. It's like 70-something% right now on Rotten Tomatoes.
Look at that.
So
we're gonna make history.
We're gonna make history. First good video game movie. We'll see. Anyway, let's go into something that I think looks pretty damn good. 21 Bridges.
Is that the one with from the Russos?
Yes, from the Russos. They're producing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Chadwick Boseman as a police
J.K. Simmons
cop,
is in it.
detective.
I like the cast. I thought it started off a little generic, but then it started going like in this weird place. I'm like, what is happening? Like,
yeah, right.
Where did the story go? And I couldn't really tell just based on the trailer, but it seems like it takes some twists.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because there's a cop killer, like, they kill a couple cops, like, these dudes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we need to shut down airports. We need to shut down the 21 bridges in and out of Manhattan and all that. And I'm like, I don't know police procedure. I don't. And maybe, so I'm completely ignorant, so maybe this does happen, but do you think...
It doesn't seem like it would.
Yeah, it seems like a little harsh of a lockdown.
It seems a little bit like fiction.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, the lockdown seems crazy, which makes me think that there might be more to it.
Yeah, it looks like there's this giant hacking conspiracy at some point, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. So, it looks like a really cool kind of hard-boiled kind of movie, though. You know, with Chadwick Boseman, and I do like Chadwick Boseman. And it doesn't look like it's an anti-cop film, which is great. Which is, I don't like when statements are made like that, you know, in films, unless it's, like, necessary. Mm-hmm. And this honestly kind of seems like a pro-cop movie, in all honesty. So,
I don't really know if I'd get that from that, just because I couldn't really tell what was going on.
You couldn't really tell what was going on?
But, like, that's better than seeing everything play out in the trailer.
That's right. Hobbs and Shaw.
Yes, exactly. The short film.
Yes, the short film. Most expensive short film ever made. No, but yeah, I mean, I think it looks good. I you know, the Russos aren't directing it; they're just producing it. But you know,
you have faith in what they have faith in.
Yeah, I do. They did produce Assassination Nation, though, or you know, their production company did. So.
Yeah.
Agbo, but did you hear what their next movie is going to be? They announced it.
They did.
They did.
Well,
yeah.
No, I didn't.
It's called Cherry, and it's a book, and it's like a very heavy drama about a veteran, or like a soldier who was like discharged or something or whatever, and he becomes like an opioid addict.
We knew this was coming, though. We even said it on the last one where it's like, oh, they can do anything. I sense that the next thing they're going to do is really like, small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Tom Holland apparently is going to play the soldier.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So.
They're carrying him all over the place.
Not
just Tom Holland, but any of like the MCU actors.
Yeah, you're right. Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
And Tom Holland.
They're always going to have a job.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Russos, dude. I mean, they've cemented themselves. So. They're great at drama, and I can't wait to see what they do with like a full-blown drama, which is going to be like what Cherry is. Uh-huh. You know, apparently the book is very heavy, very much about like the opioid like epidemic or whatever. So
that'll be cool.
It'll be cool. Just like 21 Bridges. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I think it looks all right. Mm-hmm. I'd see it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Crawl.
Yeah, we briefly talked about this the other day, mm-hmm. and I hadn't seen the trailer at the time, and then when I saw it, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. I'm not really about the premise. I don't really like when you have like a monster movie, and then the monster like attacks the main character, just leaves him there.
Yeah.
But then anybody else who comes in there, just like they just completely destroy that person.
Yeah.
So it's kind of lame. And I don't think that this movie, it can sustain a run time with that premise. Right.
And Alexander Aja, or Aja, however his name is said, I like to say Aja because, you know.
Aha!
Yeah.
Because it's just better than
What do you call it when Alexander Aja takes you to Taco Bell? Call it an Aja Blast.
That's not funny.
It's so not funny, it makes it funny. That's the That's the philosophy
joke?
behind my jokes, yeah.
Okay.
That's the driving force behind my jokes. Right. Is that they're so not funny, it makes you laugh.
So what do you think about this movie?
Again, it looks like it could be suspenseful at parts, and I do love me some suspense, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily look like something that would interest me, you know?
Yeah. You know, it kind of looks like that Shallows movie.
Kind of, yeah, like that one location horror kind of creature feature. Yeah, you're right. There's actually a lot of similarities. One location, there's like a blonde female protagonist just chilling.
An underwater creature.
Underwater creature. Holy crap, you're right. This is the Shallows. Like, oh my god. Shit. What was I going to say? Yeah, Alexander Aja, whatever you want to say. He's one of those horror... He's like Eli Roth to me. He's one of those horror directors I just don't get. Now, I shouldn't necessarily say that because I haven't seen like his films all the way through. But just from I've seen clips and I've seen trailers like Horns, Piranha 3D, and Hills Have Eyes, the remake or whatever. None of those films seem like films that would interest me, you know?
Yeah.
They're just filmed but people praise him though. Like there are horror fans, there are legions of horror fans who like stand behind anything this guy does, kind of like Eli Roth, and I'm just like, I don't get it, you know?
Yeah. Piranha's kind of fun. It's dumb, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
and,
I hear it's a movie that knows
Hills
it's
Have
dumb.
Eyes is pretty alright.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever, but like it's definitely like nothing to like blow. I don't know. Blow him out of proportion.
Is he kind of like from the little I've seen of Piranha, it just kind of seems like he's just one of those gore directors, kind of like Eli Roth, you know?
Yeah.
This doesn't look like Crawl doesn't look like it will be like that. It'll be more suspense, which I appreciate, but a lot of it seems predictable. There's a dog in the trailer, and I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch, you're gonna fucking do this. I mean,
it's pretty much exactly like what the original Piranha was like, except for they're attacking like people that don't. I don't want to say that, but like kind of the beach bum type characters. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it's a movie that knows it's dumb, but because a movie knows it's dumb doesn't make it smart to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's not smart. I think it's just leaning into like wanting to have a good time, like turn your brain off.
Right.
Mind-numbing movie.
Right. I don't know. His movies don't seem like my type of thing.
Yeah.
I'll just be real. But Crawl, it could be good. I hope there's some twists and turns that go against expectations. That's why I really like Hush. A lot of people actually not a lot of people, but you know everyone really likes that movie Hush. But I remember my friend Brendan really didn't like it, and he's like, "Why do people like it? It's just a typical home invasion movie." And I'm like, "It's not though, because it goes against literally every single home invasion trope. It acknowledges the trope and then subverts that trope one at a time."
But like that didn't make it good. Some of them were like.
Did you like it? You don't like Hush either?
It was alright.
You're insane. Hush was amazing.
It was alright.
Dude, every single home invasion trope of that movie was subverted, and that's what makes that movie so genius.
Well, but like it also makes it like it's very logical, like how people think.
Yeah.
How the characters think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a compliment. Yeah, right. It's like the masked villain trope. The villain takes off his mask first time you see him. Yeah. Like, great.
Okay.
The dead animal trope. He's about to kill the cat. Nope, doesn't kill the cat. Animal doesn't die. The dumb boyfriend joke who's just cannon fodder. Nope, he puts up a fight. He's actually smart and he figures out what's happening. There's a couple other tropes I can't think of. It's been a while since I've seen it. But all those tropes are subverted in Hush, and I love that. So
most of what you're saying just makes it seem like the killer is very incompetent and not a threat, which is kind of how I felt. And so I was like, there's no suspense.
I totally disagree because I don't think the killer was incompetent. I just think the hero wasn't incompetent. You know, because in most home invasion movies, the hero is so incompetent it makes the villain so freaking masterful, evil mustache twirling. But when you have someone who is actually competent and who can put up a fight, then all of a sudden they're on more of an equal playing field. You know, it's not like the protagonist had more power than the guy at all. You know, It was like a back and forth, like a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, agree to disagree.
You're insane. Hush is amazing. It's one of the best films of 2016, which was an awful year. Yeah.
Bro.
It's the truth. 2016 was an awful year, but a great year for horror, and Hush was amazing. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get it.
Crawl does not look good. There you go. There it is.
Crawl looks like it has potential to be good, but it doesn't look like it's my type of film.
Okay.
But Hush is amazing. So Blinded by the Light.
I actually do want to see this movie.
Yeah.
I do want to see this movie, and I don't even like Bruce Springsteen like at all.
I don't really know anything about Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I don't like his music. So like, but I'm kind of a sucker for like the music that inspires you to get through like this shitty town or this like shitty time in your life.
Yeah, this is a period movie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's based on a true story too.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. It looks good.
Yeah, like the style, I just like it.
Yeah,
it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I really have to say.
That's all. It looks good. It kind of gives me like a less supernatural vibe to like yesterday. There was like a lot of like musical themed movies coming out recently. About,
I noticed that.
About like the Beatles or like Bruce Springsteen or whatever. Like people are really kind of going back in time to these artists.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it's kind of in demand though.
Yes, it is.
And then like the best ones don't even get viewed. Like Sing Street, dude, so good.
Oh, that was so good.
Sing Street.
I saw that in theaters.
Yeah,
Sing Street.
I did not see it in theaters, but
that was good.
Oh, so
I went in there and there was like 2 other people in that theater. I was with Brendan actually.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Brendan
was the guy who wanted to see it. I had no idea what this film even was. He's like, dude, let's go see Sing Street.
Yeah, I bet he saw Begin Again. I bet he liked that movie.
Oh, with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
I actually like that movie, and yeah, I think he does like that movie too.
Yeah, I own that one. I like that one.
Mm-hmm. So Blinded by the Light looks good.
Yeah.
Don't leave now. The movie's not to come on.
Excuse me.
Hey, theater. What do you do when you get stuck on a movie line with a guy like this behind you?
Wait a minute. Why can't I give my opinion? It's a free country.
Recently seen Endgame is all I saw. I'll be real with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't have anything in there. So
no.
All right, I'm gonna make this real quick because I don't like talking about movies unless you're gonna talk about a movie. So I'm just gonna make this super quick.
Super quick. Go ahead, because we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we got plans. Julieta. When I was watching it when you came in, and then I finished it. Loved it.
Okay.
Loved it. It was classy. It was sort of mind-numbing, but there was definitely like big concepts there if you wanted to explore it. But it had such a nice progression that like it just felt kind of warm. Mm-hmm. It didn't really have any like. It had like a little bit of like erotic vibes. It had like very intelligent like conversations. It was sweet. Sometimes it was bitter, but like it had such a nice progression that you never really got caught up in like any specific tone, which is what I was loving about it. It was just kind of like comfort food for like film buffs. Loved it. And then like 25 minutes before the movie ends, it kind of gets like drops the ball because I was just crazy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this movie could be a 10. Like it's just that wonderful. And then it does get a little heavy.
Uh-huh.
And it's like kind of like if you ate too much of that macaroni and cheese, like eventually it just starts to like become bulky. And that's kind of what it felt like. It was laying it on thick when it comes to like the kind of sad moments. But I still cared about the characters enough to care to just work through it, I guess. Like I noticed that like there was a scene where a character's hears a phone call, like a message left on like an answering machine, and like that shit like fucked me up. Mm-hmm. Like it still had enough to get me like invested enough in the characters to care what happened. Damn. Additionally, you know how I always praise in Mommy that scene where like it opens up the aspect ratio, like the 2 in particular. Mm-hmm. There's a scene very similar to that where it has an actor change where like the actor that was playing the character like in the past time syncs up to the personality of the narrator, and it's like, whoa, that was a cool change. It was the way it was done.
Who directed this film?
Pedro Almodovar. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a legend. We talked about him. He did like Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. He did the Skin I Lived In. Mm-hmm. He's done a bunch of movies.
Right.
Yeah, and there's just like these twists coming within the last 25 minutes. Like constantly has twists. It was kind of a weird change of pace, but like it wasn't something that I was disagreeing with. Mm-hmm. It just slightly just kind of took the thing down for me a little bit. Mm-hmm. I still loved it. I'd give it a low 9. I definitely recommend checking it out.
Damn.
It's like 90 minutes. Like so.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yes.
Is that all you saw?
Pretty much. I just watched some like other like this week. I've been watching Ash vs. the Evil Dead season 3. It's so good. I just finished it yesterday.
It's funny you mentioned that actually. Oh, speaking of Sam Raimi, he is producing Crawl, of course.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all he's doing. And Sam Raimi might come up in a certain.
Yeah.
But anyway, I used to think with Ash vs. the Evil Dead. First season I loved.
Yeah.
I think second season I also liked. I think there was a part in the third season though, where I was just like, I'm not really into the show anymore.
It kind of goes around in circles.
Yeah. It kind of does, and I think it was during season 3. I was like, it just got too much for me, and
Is there a season 4 though?
No, I can't. I don't really know because I stopped watching the show. I know the show was canceled.
But dude, the way that they set up for season 4 is nuts, dude. It looks like Mad Max.
Oh yeah, they probably canceled. I mean,
I was like, this is about the time where it's gonna turn into something different, and then they're gonna cancel it. Like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, I think they canceled it. Yeah.
Fuck, I heard that, but like,
No,
I still wanted to watch it just for the fun. Like,
yeah,
I have a good time with it.
No, yeah, yeah, it's crazy. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, you're watching. I've been watching a lot of TV too. I've been watching Young Justice.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like the season 3 Outsiders, and it looks good, or it is good. Sorry, my bad. So I'm not been really watching a lot of movies. I've just kind of been trying to do the TV thing. I did watch Endgame again, like I said, and I won't talk about it that much, but I will say I did like it more the second time. I actually got more emotionally invested, and I actually cried more the second time. Maybe because of the hype. Because the first time I was like, "Oh my god!" This time I could actually slow down and like focus on like the emotional aspect of the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, the time travel made more sense the second time, and you picked up on little things that filled in a couple gaps the second time as well.
We both agree on that.
Yes, for sure. I'm glad we both realized that when they.
Yeah,
I almost spoiled something. Ooh, I was that close. Whew. Damn. All right, I won't say it, but no, but yeah, I liked it more the second time.
Did you make a hot list? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make my own hot list. How does that feel, you little bitch?
My list sucks.
Yeah.
So just to restate what we're doing, top 5 directors that need to make another movie.
Yes, because there are some directors out there, and you're like, come on,
and
man.
The reason that my list sucks is because a lot of the directors that I want to see another movie from have like already announced projects.
Oh, do they?
And I'm talking about people that don't, or like that are kind of like on the fence about doing the project or whatever, and it's been a while for that person. And it's funny because like most of these people, it's only been like 5 years since they put out a movie.
Yeah, but still, I count that. In today's world, that's a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
I only have one honorable mention, so.
Okay.
David Lynch.
Okay. Well, I do not have any honorable mentions. So
okay.
We're just gonna be able to jump right into this bad boy.
Bad boy. All right. So, who wants to go first?
You can go first.
All right. This is my number 5 for a reason. It's Will Eubank, and that's because apparently he does have a film coming out in 2019, but it's not confirmed. And I don't know. Freaking the last film he made was The Signal, which was in 2014. So 15, 16, 17, 18. That's 5 years.
Yeah.
It's half a decade. It's like, bro, like, come on. I get it. It's like he's not like an established filmmaker, so it's probably harder for him to make a movie. But I just, you know how I feel like Will Eubank. I love the guy. Even though he's only made 2 films. I cannot wait for Underwater. It's supposed to come out this year, but there's like nothing about it. There's no poster. There's no teaser image. There's nothing. I don't know what's happening. So, like, 5 years is a long time. So, I'm really I just want him. I just want to see his next project, Because I love his visual style, and I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I'm, like, hankering for it. I'm like, I need it. I'm like SpongeBob with the water, In Sandy's dome. I need it. Yeah.
I feel ya.
Yep.
I feel ya. This is kind of a weird choice.
I hope it's not.
But just bear with me. Bennett Miller, because that man has not made a bad movie.
Okay.
He started with a documentary that was highly praised in '98 called The Cruise. Then 7 years later, he did Capote with Philip Seymour Hoffman, which landed him Best Actor. 6 years later, he did Moneyball. I don't care about sports at all, but between Sorkin, the music from This Will Destroy You, and Miller's patient direction, I found it in me to care. And
Moneyball's
then
great.
3 years later, and most recently, he did Foxcatcher, which was a slow burn, potential energy drama about a real tragedy. Granted, it's only been 5 years, but he hasn't announced anything new yet, which means that it probably won't be a while. It'll still be a while before anything gets put out.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was 2014, so
yeah,
it's been 5 years too.
Dang, dude. Yeah. No, I get you. Definitely. Moneyball's great though. My number 4 is Neil Blomkamp.
Okay.
The last film he made was 2015 with Chappie. How many years is that?
Oh, yeah, 4 years.
4 years, that's a long time. I know he's kind of started, like... Alright, so District 9 I love.
I love District 9.
I think it's great. Elysium, a bit of a step down, but I don't think Elysium is necessarily that bad.
I liked it when I
Yeah, I think it's just not up to par. District 9 is a little forgettable, but it's not a bad movie. Chappie was bad. Okay? But
Chappie was bad.
Chappie was bad in my opinion, but... But it had a lot of potential to it, and the trailers, I think a lot of why that movie was ill-received was because the trailers pitched a different movie than what we got, you know? Ironically, the trailers pitched a more character-driven character study, and the movie was almost just like an action fest, and that's all it was, which is ironic, you know, because usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
And there was also some really weird choices in that film, but I still feel like this dude has the potential to do great things. He has a style, he has a look he goes for. He always tries to innovate things with technology, like special effects and stuff. And I love it. And District 9 and Elysium both showed that. And he's been busy working on Oats Studio, which is like a production company, like primarily focusing on like special effects and stuff. And so he's been doing that for a while. In 2017, he actually created Oats Studio, and he's been doing a lot of short films. So he did a short film called Raka and a couple other short films, and apparently he was in talks to direct the new RoboCop movie called
another one.
Yeah, and it's going to be a sequel to the original film. It's going to ignore the remake and all the other sequels like RoboCop 2 and 3, and it's going to be called RoboCop Returns. But again, that's just kind of talk. Like there hasn't been really much of anything other than that initial announcement.
Yeah.
And you know what those mean. Those don't really mean anything. Also, he pitched an idea, and this was just him pitching it. He pitched an idea of Alien 5 to Sigourney Weaver, who he knows because she was in Chappie. And Sigourney Weaver backed it, and he wanted to do Alien 5, and it was going to happen. And the ideas sounded amazing. He even released some concept art for it, but then Ridley Scott was like, nope, shut it down.
Damn.
Ridley Scott, because he was doing Prometheus and Alien Covenant, he's like, nah.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think it would have been cool to see a new filmmaker's take on the Alien franchise, especially a talented filmmaker who I think Neil Blomkamp really is. Chappie was very weird and I had some really bad choices, but District 9 and Elysium, I think, show the guy's worth, his talent. So,
all right. Well, this next one, I'm gonna need to explain, or I feel like I'm gonna have to convince.
I don't know, because this next one I feel like I'm gonna have to convince you.
I think it
might be the same guy.
Is it Francis Ford Coppola?
It is not.
It is not.
But
okay, so for obviously Coppola is one of the legends of Hollywood. The last 20 or 30 years haven't been so good to his career, but hear me out. The last thing he did was technically in 2015 with some limited broadcast live show called Distant Vision, but before that was an awful horror film in 2011 called Twixt.
Yeah.
Since he's expressed interest in doing Megalopolis next, a passion project he's held on to for the last 20 years, which we talked about actually.
Yeah, we did.
I think that he'll be able to pull it off. I think it's been a while since he's put out something that he's actually wanted to put out.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, yeah.
Yeah, I think he can do it.
Yeah. See, this one's gonna take some convincing for you. Much more than your pick. Your pick didn't really need any convincing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last 20 have been rough.
They've been bad. They've been bad. But
yes.
But this one's gonna just hear me out.
Okay.
Just hear me out. This guy hasn't made a film since 2006. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
13 years.
13 years this guy hasn't made a film. George Lucas.
No!
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Okay.
I have to.
Hear me out.
I have to hear you.
It's funny that you mentioned Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola has stated in an interview, I can't remember which, I think it was The People vs. George Lucas or something, or some other interview that he was a part of, and he said, he's friends with George Lucas, and he's read ideas and spec scripts and other ideas from George Lucas that have blown his mind. And he said this guy can do so much more beyond Star Wars. But he said it's kind of sad that he let Star Wars be his only thing for his entire career. Because Francis Ford Coppola said he saw and he knows the potential he has beyond Star Wars. You know? And he also did a couple other things like American Graffiti, which is also a really good movie. THX, I've never seen that one. But American Graffiti is really good, and of course the original Star Wars is really good. And he hasn't really directed that much, but he said when he sold, in the Charlie Rosa interview after he sold Lucasfilm to Disney, he said he's still making films. But here's the crazy part, he's making films just on his own, where he only shows himself and his friends. He doesn't like do any release for them. He just makes them. Because he has enough money now to where he can just make films for himself. But I want to see some of those films. He's not a great writer. I'll give that. Mm-hmm. But he revolutionized filmmaking with like his technology and his tech know-how and like his knowledge of the business. And he can definitely... He's a good story man.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good story man, but he's not a great writer. And I think if he had a great writer, I think he could do something kind of groundbreaking, in all honesty. I mean, he was the first guy to shoot digitally, to shoot an entire film digitally. Mm-hmm. So he's always been pushing that boundary, you know, of stuff. First dude to have like a fully CG animated mocap character or whatever. Granted, that character was not good, you know, Jar Jar Binks, but Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Oh boy.
You know, but regardless, technology was there, and like he revolutionized it. The man is he's a very smart man. And I think he has more in the tank than just Star Wars. I've always said that. I've always said I would like to see him be more than just a one-trick pony. You know? Get a different writer. Maybe come up with a story, get someone else to write it. Get Drew Goddard to write it. You know? Or Drew Goddard, whatever his name is. Drew Goddard? Yeah, Get Drew Goddard to write something. Kind of like what Ridley Scott did. Ridley Scott had some really bad films for a while, because he insisted on writing them himself. All of a sudden, Drew Goddard came in, wrote The Martian, best Ridley Scott movie in years. You know, I'm telling you, I think the same can happen to George Lucas.
Maybe. I don't think he showed any initiative to like even try to do something like that. To try to make another movie.
No, he definitely doesn't look like he's retired. He says, but I think he has more in him, and he said he's making movies for himself. Why not just show them to people?
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? I'd be about it, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll happen, but...
No, it'll never happen, but man can wish.
My number 3 is Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze.
The last movie he put out was Her, which he wrote too. Funny enough, I'd say Charlie Kaufman is a superior writer, but the best movie he did, which was Her, was written by Jonze. Being John Malkovich and Adaptation are great too. I would love to see Jonze shock me like that again, because I had no desire to see Her when it first came out, and it ended up being my favorite film of the year.
Yeah,
Let's do that again.
Her is one of the best films I've ever seen. And I mean that. No, that's legit. It's in my top 10 films of all time. Her. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's and it's such a hard premise to sell people on.
It is.
But it's amazing. And
it didn't sell me at all. It's probably like the biggest like shock to me in my entire years of watching movies.
Yeah. And Spike Jonze, you're right, hasn't made a film since then.
6
Damn.
years.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. He needs to make something. What's going on?
You can put retcon,
I'm gonna put him on honorable mention. Shit, I kind of want to replace. No offense to Will Eubank, because I know he's got something coming out. So I'm gonna put Will Eubank as an honorable mention. Spike Jonze my number 5.
All right, and that's my number 3.
My number 2 is Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, whoa!
So
there we go.
Yeah. So I don't really know what I got to say.
Okay, shit.
You're right. He hasn't made a film since 2011, which is how many years? 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8 years. I'm really bad at math. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
I used to fail math spectacularly. You know what my report card always used to be?
What?
Used to be like A, D. And the D was always math.
Really?
Yeah, it was like, so I used to get straight A's and
I could tell when you're like, how many years is that bad? And I'm like, dude, 2019, 2006, 13.
Yeah, I see. I can't. Yeah, I'm really bad at math. I was in a special math program like for most of my school career actually.
Really?
Because I struggled with it so much.
Damn.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I'm pretty good at simple math. I was actually the first one in elementary school always to finish like my math. Like, you ever had those like multiplication like tests or whatever, and you would do it, and then you would move on to like the next higher step or whatever, and you keep doing it. I finished that first.
Yeah,
before
no
anybody
way,
else.
I would struggle with math. I was always the last kid done, and I was put in a special math class multiple times.
Really?
So yeah, for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, math sucks. I always have to use my fingers. I can't.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
so that's your
Francis Ford Coppola, right? Yeah, 2011 Twixt. I didn't see it, but I heard it was terrible. It's also notorious for having one of the most awkward Hall H panels of all time at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, Hall H is reserved for like Star Wars and like Marvel.
Yes.
And like
that's gotta be terrible.
And they put like Twixt on it, and they said
because it was Francis Ford.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
and they
shit.
And they said it was just the weirdest, most awkward panel of all time. And I was like,
yeah, dude, I can just imagine that being a packed theater, and they're just like,
yeah,
what the fuck is this?
Like,
wait, why are we here?
Yeah, right. It's like, isn't Avengers supposed to come on? Like, what is this? Everyone's like cosplayed up. Like, everyone.
I'm hurt.
But yeah, Francis Ford Coppola is a great filmmaker, and hopefully Megalopolis happens. Like, he's kind of old, isn't he? He's in like 80. Isn't he like 80?
He's old.
And like he's got it. And I hope he can make Megalopolis, man. Hopefully he can do it, and end his career on a high note. Because after that, I'm sure he'll retire.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 2. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if it's your number 1. Probably not though. Probably not. It's David Fincher.
David Fincher is not.
Last thing he did was Gone Girl, which was 2014. This is his longest period without putting out a film, because his longest streak was 5 years between Panic Room and Zodiac. But this is longer because you have to factor in the fact that he hasn't said that he was going to do anything yet.
Well, he was going to do World War Z, but then that got canceled. So
yeah, but he's got a bunch of unrealized projects. So
yeah,
yeah. Off screen, he did the very promising first season of Mindhunter, which I'd be just as thrilled if he put out a second season. But yeah, just give me anything. I really don't care. Yeah. So I already know what your number 1... Or, wait, you already know what my number 1 is.
I do, yeah.
But I really don't know what your number 1 is.
Really? It's Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi. No, if you would have gave me 2 seconds, I would have said that. I literally just thought of it.
Yeah. No, look, I love Sam Raimi. I think he's a very talented filmmaker. He has an amazing style. Evil Dead 1 and 2 and Army of Darkness, all great, even though I haven't really seen all of Evil Dead 1 or Army of Darkness, but Evil Dead 2 is great. And and they're pretty much bona fide classics at this point. Quick and the Dead, amazing. Spider-Man trilogy, you know how I feel about that. It's friggin' I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Oz the Great and the Powerful was his last film, which was in 2013. And so how many years is that?
6.
6 years? Yeah, that's so long, dude. And the crazy thing about Sam Raimi is that there's so many projects he gets attached to, and then it doesn't happen. And I got a list right here for you. Army of Darkness 2, he was supposed to do. Fede Alvarez, who did the remake of Evil Dead, said he was going to do Army of Darkness 2 and then combine both the remake and the original storyline. But then, boom, Bruce Campbell came out and said that's not happening, and then they made Ash vs. the Evil Dead 2, which he did direct the pilot, but that doesn't count. I don't count that because it's not a movie. In February 26, 2016, it was confirmed that Raimi was attached to direct the upcoming film World War III for Warner Brothers. The film will be based on the possible future inspired by the book The Next 100 Years by George Friedman. Where's that? Where's that film? Nowhere.
He's too busy producing shit.
Exactly, but there's more. On February 16, 2017, it was reported that Raimi will be directing a thriller about the Bermuda Triangle for Skydance Media, with a script being written by Doug Miro and Carlo Bernard. Where's that film?
Oh shit! That shit would hit close to home.
It would.
The Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, right?
I have a friend of my grandma who went out there on a plane and he disappeared.
No way.
Disappeared.
You serious?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Fuck Bermuda Triangle, dude.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. That's crazy. That's creepy.
I used to read into it a lot because I was fascinated by it.
Yeah.
All these
Didn't the Mythbusters try to disprove it and prove it and stuff? They say because they're in that area for some reason there's a ton of methane gas that rises up from that area.
Yeah, it's either that or they think that underneath of all that is something that messes with the compass, a stronger magnetic pull, and it's also the reason why planes crash. It's because it pulls them down.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different theories.
And of course, then you got the supernatural, where people think it's like.
Yeah,
which is probably what...
Where the movie would turn into.
Yeah, it's probably what Sam Raimi would do, if I had to guess. But anyway, I'm not done, though, Tyler.
Oh, I know.
On January 29, 2018, it was announced that Raimi was set to direct the first movie in the big screen adaptation of Patrick Rothfuss's King Killer Chronicles
Whoa! He was gonna do that?
Yeah, The Name of the Wind.
Holy shit!
I don't even know what that is.
The King Killer Chronicles is like a huge... Like, Jake loves that. Like, he doesn't love that shit because he thinks the characters of Mary Sue, but like... That's like his type of stuff.
Really?
Like, whole fuck. That's cool.
He was going to direct the first big adaptation, The Name of the Wild, with Rothfuss and Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda serving as executive producers.
That third book to that trilogy is never coming out.
Yeah. Well, however, you know what else is not coming out? Probably this movie. Because, it was reported on December 1st, 2018, that Raimi was no longer involved with the project.
God, it wasn't even a year later.
I know. Like, dude, like...
Does he just piss people off? Like,
I don't know. I don't know, man. 2013, 6 years, he hasn't made a film. And he's been producing a lot of films. I mean, if we go to his freaking producing credit here, there's actually quite a lot. Because let's just go from 2013. So in 2013, he produced the Evil Dead remake, Poltergeist, First CRISPR, whatever that means, Don't Breathe, Crawl, and Grudge.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's produced a lot. But it's like, bro, like, direct something. Like, you're an amazing director. I love Sam Raimi. And Sam Raimi and Bryan Singer, that's kind of...
Yeah.
That's a bad name to say now, but just go back in time with me. Sam Raimi and Bryan Singer really kind of were the catapults to have me, like, want to become a director, you know? Because of X-Men and Spider-Man. Like, they were, like, huge reasons I wanted to be a director when I was a child. I was like, man, like, this is, like... I want to do this. I want to do what these guys do.
Yeah.
You know? So I really want to see Sam Raimi do something. I mean, Oz is not necessarily like a terrible movie. It's still watchable, but it's not like... I know he could do better than that. And I feel like he just needs to do something, man.
Yeah.
He just needs to do something. And that Bermuda Triangle movie sounds sick.
It does sound sick.
And World War III, that also sounds sick.
Yeah, and then that would have been a cool concept with the King Killer Chronicles.
I know.
That would have been cool too.
RIP.
Damn, more fantasy, please.
RIP. Oh, you know, he was also supposed to do Warcraft.
Oh, really?
He was going to do Warcraft, and then he dropped out, and then Doug Jones did it instead.
Yeah.
So.
Damn, unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Well, obviously you know my number one. So
yeah, David Lynch.
This is David Lynch. Yeah.
David Lynch.
The last movie he put out was Inland Empire back in 2006. Since then, he also did the Twin Peaks Showtime season, which was a return for all the characters in that paranormal town. They also added a bunch of shit. It's weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. I own it now, and I'm like a third into it. It's like super fucking weird. Even for Lynch, it's like weird.
Okay. Is it comprehensible?
It was definitely back then. Now it's off the rails because it's like there's like 3 characters that exist, but they're all like played by the same person, and like they're all like it's almost like they're in different dimensions. It feels like it's crazy.
That's crazy because like Legion by Noah Hawley is crazy.
It is. It's very psychedelic.
It's psychedelic and crazy, but
because it takes place relatively within his own mind.
Yes, but you can still.
Whoa! That scared the shit out of me. Fuck.
Did it really?
It kind of did actually.
Really?
I was like, where the fuck's that coming from?
No, but it's like some freaking little person comes up. No. What was I gonna say? Fuck. Thanks, Siri. Oh yeah, but like Legion is like insane and psychedelic, but you can still follow the story. It's still like you can follow it, the narrative.
Yeah.
Can you do that with Twin Peaks? Or
yeah.
Or is it to the point where you're just watching like?
Yeah, there's just a lot going on right now. Like there's like this monster that escaped, and it's like whoa, okay. And then there's like stuff that's going on, with that character I was just referring to, and then there's like a hitman like conspiracy thing going on, and I'm just trying to see like where it all ties in together. So it's just it's weird.
Yeah.
But this man has only released 10 films, and 3 of them deal with the same themes. He basically just tried to perfect the seeing something that was always there concept. Do that again for all I care. Do something original. Do another Disney movie. Whatever you do, I'll watch it.
Did he do a Disney movie?
He did a Disney movie. It's called Straight Story. It's about the guy who drove his John Deere tractor across America.
Interesting.
Yes, it's a Disney movie. It's rated PG. Yes, a David Lynch
movie.
Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy.
I never heard of it. Is this a documentary?
It came out in 97. No, it's not a documentary.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. Dude, I'd watch anything he puts out. I really don't care.
No, I feel you, dude.
So, yeah, that's my...
Do another big blockbuster.
Dude.
You gotta make it up for Dune. Even though I know...
Oh, yeah.
I know you defend that movie, even though I never
haven't seen it, but I heard the director's cut's really good.
Okay.
And I've read a lot of stuff about, like, what happened with it.
Okay. I haven't, so you know more about it than me.
Yeah.
A
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me look at, while we're wrapping this up real quick... Let me take a look at like all the stuff that I have that we could do. Potential.
All right, but let's move it because I got some Chef Boyardee waiting for me at home. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's.
Because Boyardee's nuts going in your mouth or what?
That wasn't. Oh damn.
Got you, dude. Oh, that one gets people. I can't believe it.
Whatever, man. I'll come up with it later. Now you ruined everything. I can't. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll think about it.
At least I didn't say stroganoff. I didn't have any beef stroganoff waiting for me. Stroganoff this dude.
Unbelievable.
Oh, dude.
See what I have to deal with, people.
Yeah. Oh, there's more coming. Anyway. We should probably like come up with these quotes before we start
really
the podcast.
should.
But I always forget every single time, no matter what. All right, you've seen Army of Darkness, right?
I have not.
Oh, well, this is a quote from that.
Hit the quote. Quote.
This is my stick.
I know that line.